If you guys are looking for a place to get some reliable Ultimate Team coins, be sure to check the link in the description below to cointraders.co and use code LEGACY for 5% off of your purchase. Yo, what is going on, guys? Today we're playing some more NHL 18, and for the first time this year, we're going to be doing a team build. This team build features TN, Thread the Needle, and S, Silky, Smooth. Both synergies are activated, two very important synergies. The two most important, I think, in my opinion, in the game, because you have to get that acceleration, you have to get that speed to be the highest it can be in the game, because obviously you can't get shots off, you can't get hits off if you're slower than the rest of the guys. So we're just going to go and get started here. And the first guy we got here is Ryan Nugent Hopkins. He's a very solid player. He's going to be centering that fourth line. He's going to be matched up with Kyle TURRIS on the left wing. I'm going to mention it real quick. We're putting the right-handed guys on the left wing, left-handed guys on the right wing. You guys probably know it by now, but you got to put those guys on the off hands on their wings. That way they're set up for them one-timers. And then finally we have Teuvo Teravainen on that line. And this line in total shouldn't cost you but 3K. Really, it should only cost you about 2.5K. But I rounded up to 3K just for the sake of the video. Our third line is going to consist of VIKTOR ARVIDSSON, Logan Couture, and HENRIK ZETTERBERG. And yes, that's two centers I listed. We're putting ZETTERBERG on the wing. We'll leave Couture up the middle. Pretty solid third line, 85 overalls. Again, about 7K this line's going to cost you. And again, it's a necessity to get these S's and these TNs. For the most part, that's what most of these players are going to be. They either have an S or they have a TN. We have, I think, 3 defensemen that don't have it, where you have the flexibility. And if you want to switch it up later, maybe pick defensemen instead of these forwards and switch setup, you probably can't do that. I'll leave the opportunities out there for you guys. I'll explain them further into the video. Our second line has Nathan MacKinnon on the left wing. Gotta love using Nathan MacKinnon. This line arguably could make it your first line too. I really like using MacKinnon. I liked him last year as well. Putting that right-handed guy as faceoffs at 74, obviously, and high enough to put him out there in center. And then with him playing center is Ryan Johansen. Again, the faceoffs are only an 80. That's kind of why I put this in his second line. I like to have a little bit higher of the faceoffs on that first line. Finally, though, Johnny Gaudreau. This is definitely your speed line. That's again why I mentioned if you want to put your first line, go ahead. If you like the speed over the faceoffs, I personally like to make sure we get that puck possession is a little bit more important. That's the reason we have it where we have it. But Johnny Gaudreau is going to be an expensive one. He costs you, what is he, about 25K, 28K-ish right now. So in general, this entire second line is going to cost you about 35K, bringing your total spent up to about 45,000 coins. Then our first line is going to be manned by Ryan GETZLAF, that 88 on the faceoffs, one of the best guys out there when it comes to faceoffs, and has either an S or TN as a synergy. Matched up with another centerman, but he's not going to be playing center. Again, low faceoffs. Wanted to get that Leon DRAISAITL up there. I can't believe his speed's only an 85, but he's actually got an 86 on his actual speed thing. His skates in 85, so I don't mind DRAISAITL. I like using DRAISAITL. And then finally on the first line is Mitch Marner. He's got that 90 speed. I like using Mitch Marner. He's fast. He's got a good shot. Good player all around. That's why we put him on that first line. Even though he's only 85 overall, we're going to make it work. He's a good righty to be using. That first line is going to cost you about 30K, bringing your grand total up to spending of about 75,000 coins. Then moving over to the third line D pairing, we have TOREY KRUG with that TN. But after TOREY KRUG, that's where we get to be a little bit more interesting, because I have 3 guys on defense, the second line D pairing, and 1 guy in the third line that does not have TN or S, because we did not need them. So you're going to be a little bit more choosy with them. You can even promote them to the first line if you want to do something like that, if you have more coins to spend. But for the sake of keeping a cheap team build, I threw EKBLAD on there with TOREY KRUG, a pretty solid player. And then I brought some young studs to the second line D pairing, starting off with COLTON PARAYKO. You gotta like how he's got some slap shot in him. And he's not too slow of a player either for a D-man, only 85 overall. And then what would be a young stud defensive pairing without the one and only Zach Werenski? That's right. You're gonna get tired of hearing him this year, but if I can throw him into a team build, why would I not? The guy's a pretty solid player. He's a two-way D-man, and he's an 85 overall. You can cook for a pretty solid price. Finally, though, that first line D pairing, again, you're going to need both of these players for the synergies. Roman Josi's got that speed. I like to call it speed. It's silky smooth, but the S just screams speed. 87 speed, though, for a defenseman, so that's pretty solid. He's a good two-way kind of guy to have, and he's going to be matched with KRIS LETANG. Again, another guy with that S synergy. Another solid player, too, pretty fast. He's not got the greatest shot, but the defense will make up for it, and that speed as well. That defense is going to cost you a little bit of money. It's going to cost you about 40-50K. You're going to be up to about 110K total. Then you're going to go ahead and grab 2 goalies. And the guys like DUBNYK's the one goalie I suggest getting because he's TN. I've heard a lot of people talk good about DUBNYK, that they've used him so far. So DUBNYK will be my chosen starting goalie. And then my backup goalie I have is Peter Budaj. This is one of those things, if you want to go and waste 20 or 30k on a silver player or a bronze player with that +2 on S or +2 TN or +1 of each, you can go ahead and disperse your players elsewhere on the team as well. But like I said, those are 20k players. Try to build a cheap team build here. In general, I think you should be able to get this entire team for about 120,000 coins at the most, as long as you play the market right. Don't go buy everything that's expensive, try to buy the cheap stuff. I think you'll be in good shape. Otherwise though, guys, if there's another type of team build you want to see, this should unlock the S, it should unlock the TN for you. Hopefully that makes a big difference. Everybody sees that +3 around the board on speed, acceleration. I think hand eye is one as well. Otherwise though, guys, like I said, let me know what else you want to see. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.